Oh, did he? Okay, well then Miami's not bad. Tampa right now is getting slammed by a massive storm.
Yeah,
One yesterday.
it's Florida.
He's in
Yeah.
lockdown anyway.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's oblivious to weather.
Yeah.
He's studying. All right, it's 7 o'clock and I'm standing in for Brian. On behalf of Brian, I apologize that I'm going to have to stand in for him. So you're going to have to suck it up and deal with it for about an hour or less. What can I say? I hope everyone's had a
No,
good
please.
What? Who's
No,
saying-
please, no more.
You know, there's one in every bunch. I think.
I bet you there's more than one in this bunch.
Yeah, there are probably several.
He's in
Oh,
Wisconsin.
help me. I can't stand anymore. Help me.
Anyway, we've just begun.
He's in
If the
Wisconsin.
dog
training
howling,
for
the
next
dog
year.
might howl.
It's not even 5 minutes.
No, he's in Wisconsin. That's why. That explains everything.
Oh, okay.
The
Is it
cheese
hot in
land.
Wisconsin?
And he didn't even bring us any cheese.
Oh, the cheese is there, all right. We just can't see it.
There's plenty of whining, just no cheese.
Ooh.
Isn't this just
Oh,
practice for
Right.
next year?
That's
Wow.
The
Is
puns
everyone
are free.
prepared? Is everyone prepared? This is happy hour. So does everyone have something to drink? And David, what are you drinking?
I'll be right back.
I switched to water because I just finished my last cherry Coke. So.
That's true.
And that's plenty fine. That's
Or whatever, right?
what are you drinking?
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
I'm drinking some rye whiskey.
Very good. Very good. Who else?
Cranberry juice.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Bubbly. Or
I got a Muddy Blairy.
I left my beer in the refrigerator.
I'm drinking water instead of beer because I'm going to get on my motorcycle and go to bike night in about a half an hour.
Smart man. Very good choice. Amanda, what are you holding up there?
Tradition indoors in Oakland.
Is a sour tropical fruit goes from Modern Times Brewing. I believe
You
it's
know, I
passion.
probably have to drink 1 or 2 cans before I can get all of that out. That sounds like a mouthful. I hope it tastes as good as it sounds. Chris, you're quiet. Why?
Well, partly because I was muted, partly because I'm actually not home. I'm actually at an employee retreat. And so my choice this evening was participating in the Rise Against Hunger Olympics or being on this call. And I elected for this call.
I don't know whether to congratulate you or feel sorry for you.
Well, how about both?
Hey, whatever you're comfortable with. I hope you've made the correct or best decision. I think you have. Very good. All right, well, it's our happy hour. So we don't have a guest speaker, and it's sort of free for all, you know, so we can discuss anything, all of whatever or nothing. It's your call. So who wants to get the ball rolling?
Well, I don't have any updates for you because I seem to be the one that's been communicating and playing liaison for our German friend Dieter, who's in Canada right now.
Awesome.
But I will keep you posted when I do have news, and there will be some, hopefully very soon.
He's still in Canada?
He'll be in Canada until August 15th, and then he has the interview with, I guess, for the visa, for the travel visa, and then they said that it could take anywhere from 2 hours to 2 days to get approved to come over the border.
Because
I think it's...
I did send him an email saying that if he ever got close to Reno, Nevada, to look me up. So I've made the connection. However, I'm going to be gone in September, so hopefully he does not go to Reno in September because I won't be here.
Actually, he might not be to Reno area before September, but if he is at all. It depends on which route he takes. I want to send him to the Cascade Mountains to visit Leavenworth,
Yep.
Washington. Do you guys know about that place?
Yeah, he should look up Elizabeth, who owns I think a bed and breakfast or something in Leavenworth, and she's an IFMR member.
Oh,
I wonder, is she married?
Not sure.
Because I think I might know her husband or somebody in her family, because there is a Rotarian that I met out there who owns the I want to say Snow Mountain or Snow Creek or something like that, the bed and breakfast inn. It's the big inn down on the I guess on the, let's see, west side of the main drag.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's I don't know if he's the general manager or the owner. I think he's the owner, and he's a Rotarian, a pretty long time Rotarian.
Well, Leavenworth is about 3 hours from where I live.
Really beautiful, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We rode through there last September.
Really makes you feel like you're not in the United States.
Huh?
Really made me feel like I wasn't in the United States.
Oh, no. No. Oh, in Leavenworth?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can get like that. It's very German.
Mm-hmm.
I have a memory of Leavenworth. I was at a meeting when I worked for Hewlett Packard, and this was a long time ago, and I had to leave to catch an airplane, and I drove in a whiteout snowstorm in a front-wheel drive sedan car to get to the airport in Seattle. It was crazy.
You went through Snoqualmie Pass?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Is that close to Tacoma? Is that not, Tacoma, Boney Lake area where you're talking about?
Oh, from Leavenworth?
It's east of Tacoma.
Oh, okay.
It's a few hours east of Tacoma.
Yeah, probably about between 3 and 4 hours.
Or 6 to 8 hours in a whiteout.
Yeah, in a white, maybe longer. They don't know how to drive in the snow here.
Larry, did you think that was a good idea to use a vehicle like that? Or were you just feeling adventurous?
Well, I needed to go. I forget the reason why, but I needed to get on that airplane.
I see. And do you do many things like this?
I've been known to do some crazy things, yes.
I see. 4 wheels, 2 wheels?
2 wheels, 4 wheels, whatever.
Oh, good. Okay. It's always good to know who you're associating with.
Yeah.
I'm a student pilot, and my tagline is usually "Wheels up in a plane is a good thing. Wheels up in a car or a motorcycle, usually not a good thing."
Yeah. I guess it would depend on your circumstance, given the fact that every landing of a plane is a controlled crash.
Well, yeah, but anytime you're wheels up in a car or a motorcycle, you're either airborne or upside down. Either way is not really necessarily an ideal situation.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
I thought the saying was the 3 things that you don't want to have are fuel in the fuel truck, airspace above you, and runway behind you.
Not bad.
My aircraft instructor taught me that.
Did you live by? Hey, we've got Bruce and John aboard now. Gentlemen, welcome to Happy Hour.
Good evening.
I have an update too.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I had you on the list because I wanted to find out. I've been doing some research on the Twisted Sisters. Looks good. Looks very good. Very challenging.
Yes, it is.
Very fun.
I picked a date that I want to tell you. The
Excellent.
date is March 27 or 26 is depend on how people want to do that. But I picked the Friday, the 27th of March until the 29th of March. So 3 days in the hill country.
Awesome.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so now you have a date.
And the
My
weather
work's
should
starting.
the weather should be decent.
It's depend, you know, there is, because at the same time, in April most of the time, this is why I changed it a little bit, I make my polio ride every year. And last year it was gorgeous. It was, you know, 28 degrees Celsius, so in the 80s something, you know.
Wow. Wow.
So beautiful.
That would be 82 degrees Fahrenheit.
Dankeschön. Thank you.
That's the easiest one to transpose, 2882.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know that. So, but the weather was gorgeous. It was a little bit windy, so it was very comfy to ride. We had a great ride, but also there was days before, in the years before, we had really cold weather, really frozen weather, really, really cold, you know, and this makes it's a challenge. It's spring in Texas, but John, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, absolutely. It could be in the 90s one day and in the 30s the next day.
Yes.
Wow.
It's really like that. And we had a wet, it's beautiful when it's wet outside. The springtime last spring was so beautiful. It was so many wildflowers, unbelievable. It's everywhere. It's blue, orange, whatever you want to see, because of the Indian paintbrush, they are orange, and the blue bonnet, you know, so it's a beautiful mix when you can see that.
That's fantastic. Have you gotten any response yet? Any inquiries from members, people who may be interested in attending?
Everybody.
Has anyone reached out to you?
One, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but I had no pick the date. That was the biggest problem right now.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
and so everybody is invited. It's a beautiful area, yeah, you're all welcome to join us.
Yeah, I was a little nervous. I thought maybe this was going to be something recent, like November, when I'm going to Hawaii, and I thought, no. So I'm happy to hear March. March is good.
But November is nice too, but it's no wildflowers. So the beautiful, the wildflowers in the springtime.
And it's also deer season in November.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've got plenty deer around here.
There too. Hill country too.
And they're not little deer either. They're very beefy.
You have to watch when there is normal, you know, I am not looking for miles speeding, you know, I'm not looking, can I go, if there is 10, I know I can minimum go 20 or 25, you know, no problem. So, but there, you better watch yourself, because the deers can run over the street very fast in this area. So this is why it's good to look for the speed limit over there.
And a motorbike is not going to win a fight with a deer.
Yes, for sure.
Nope. Too much pain. And at my age, I don't heal as quickly as I used to. So, no.
Yeah,
so,
it's near too close to San Antonio, Amanda. It's far from San Antonio.
I have an office in San Antonio. I think I'm going to attempt to swing down, even if I just have to fly in and follow you guys in a car.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can do that. I had a 1150R still in the garage, but we sold them when we bought my husband's motorcycle, because, you know, if nobody ride the bike, it's not good for the bike at all, you know. Otherwise, I would have one for riding, but not anymore. I'm sorry for that.
Well, I'm planning to ride over with my wife, but drop her off in Houston and continue on the trip. She wants to visit with a friend of hers. And of course, our favorite place is San Antonio. We love.
San Antonio is beautiful. You guys know that I'm living South Houston, right? South of Houston.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
In Friendswood is the name. It's 30 miles from Galveston, from the island Galveston.
yeah, yeah.
And it's to the city borderline. It's, I think, 10 miles to
Very close.
Well, from Marco Island, I can come in on Interstate 10.
go with
And-
Hobby Airport. Then you are close to me. The International is on the other side. I'm
Hey.
south.
Hey, Tom, Jerry isn't on with us tonight, but I just wanted to thank you again for all your hard work with those charter packages. Very impressive. And I know Jerry helped out a whole lot and shares in the accolades there. You did a great job.
He probably deserves 5 stars for having to redo the certificates. I had handwritten in all the information and the dates, and
Yeah.
it didn't look as pretty or formal. But anyway, they're all redone, and then the postage stamps I had sent to cover the postage. The Breckenridge post office is very small, so I had $2 denominations, $1 denominations, 55-cent denominations, forever stamps, and I had a whole pot full of them. Your sound is going away. Harold,
Harold, I think you're muted.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I have a little gremlin running around. Oh, is that Terry?
old AMC.
Gremlin. No, not Terry. Sorry about that. I don't know how that happened. One of those mystical, magical things in computer land. Hey, Terry.
We call those features.
Features. Okay, I'll have to remember that.
Well,
Terry.
it's a gremlin, so it's a creature feature. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, just don't feed them after midnight.
Harold, talk to
Or
me.
get them,
Yeah,
or get them wet.
What are you drinking, Terry? Okay, we'll just leave Terry alone because I think he's in another dimension there.
Imagine, if you will, another dimension of Rotarians.
That's really damn good.
Twilight,
We can control your audio and your vision.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, we all can appreciate that. There's some out there that can't appreciate that. So it's good to hear.
Oh, guys, the other thing I have to share with you is I got
Yes.
my membership package this week.
Very good. Awesome.
Thank you for your warm welcoming, right?
Fantastic. Yeah, we're moving along. You know, I feel sorry sometimes for Brian because he has so much on his plate right now with work, school, but he still maintains everything. You know, he does a great job. Must have been all that encouragement from Linda.
It took me a while to, it took me a couple of seconds to come up with this, but here we go.
You unlock this door with the imagination. Beyond it is another dimension of sound.
Twilight Zone.
Nothing like my buddy Rod Serling. Excellent.
I do have the soundtrack on my computer.
Now, why is that?
I wonder.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
I do work for CelebrityEntertainment.org.
Very interesting.
Sci-fi is our middle name. I think at least 75% of our clients at this point are celebrity actors from Sci-fi.
Really? 75%? Wow.
In a world.
That must make for a spooky relationship at some point.
So
It's sci-fi, not paranormal.
Well, I don't know. They're kind of closely intertwined there.
I don't know. The Sci-Fi Channel has gone a lot more paranormal than sci-fi lately.
Yeah.
I don't have cable TV. I don't know about that, but
Not missing much.
No, you're
Watch
not.
CNN.
probably not. And most people that work in Hollywood, we make the TV. We don't watch it.
I might need to talk with a few of those people. If I see one more reality show come about, I think I'm just going to choke myself.
Nah, I don't do that. Just choke them.
Yeah, that's why I need to talk with them.
My son-in-law cut the cord and no longer has cable TV. He couldn't stand all the garbage.
Wow. I can't say that I blame them.
Well, I live about 35 miles as the crow flies from all of the major towers of the over-the-air broadcasts in New York City when I'm on the East Coast. And I get about 120 some odd channels over the air with absolutely pure, perfect HD quality, and it costs me absolutely zero.
What? Wow.
It cost me $54, including shipping, to order the Channel Master 45 antenna that I put up in my attic, not even on the roof. And I get over 120 channels. I can't even keep track of them all.
That's what my son-in-law did. But sadly enough, he can't get Shark Week.
Well, if I can get the Golf Channel, I would be happy, period.
Unfortunately, that's going to be cable only. There are some good over-the-air channels.
Yep.
I think
Well,
you
I
can
have a
stream
movie
the
channel.
golf channel.
What's that?
I think you can stream the golf channel.
Really?
Well, you can do the PGA website.
But not without a subscription.
I don't know what my wife's got, but we stream it. So
I'll have to check into that.
Sounds like you might be offering up a password there, huh?
The password is...
Oh, boy. I might need a strong shot of something here in a little while.
I'm sitting here taking notes, reminding myself that John needs to do any of our radio spots and our social.
Absolutely.
Did I mention that I do voiceovers?
I was just going to say, I have a studio. You want to come up?
No, but I need your demo reel, let me tell you.
It's on my website.
I think we're making some connections here.
John, I too have done some voiceover work. I played the voice of Maddie the dog in my company's video.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Because they were like, hey, how can we make this Great Dane sound as Michigander as possible? Who's got the most nasally? Amanda. That's.
Oh, that's cold.
But you aced it, right?
Since there was nothing to compare it to, since no dogs actually talk, yeah.
That's what you think.
I never realized how bad my accent was until they asked me to do the voicemail system at our work. And I listened back to it and I was like, is that what I sound like for real? Like really contacting. And I was like, whoa. Okay. Contacting. I had to redo the whole thing.
Whoa.
Well, I have my radio voice and then I have my Texas voice. And sometimes they intertwine with each other.
So how is the Texas voice suitably different?
Well, howdy, folks. Welcome to the great state of Texas.
Yeah.
Yo.
Or Texarkana.
Okay. Now, does it get better after a beer or two, or is this just...
No.
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 You sound like the voice that's on the train at the Denver airport. Has anybody ever ridden the train?
I have been told that more times than one. So,
Really?
Yes. In fact, I was in Denver, and one of my favorite things to do when I'm on an airport in an airport tram is the red zone is for loading and unloading only. And then this voice came over the speaker, and it was somebody looked at me and looked at the speaker, looked at me. It's not me, I swear. I did not do the Denver Transit System. No. I've done a lot of voices, but I did not do theirs. At least not that I'm aware of.
But you know what's also very nice, if you use the train system and you go in a quiet wagon. Did anybody from you have this experience?
In a what wagon?
In a quiet. You cannot talk in this when you're starting.
No, I have never been in one of those. They would throw me out.
Yes,
I would
exactly.
die.
They get mad with you. It's in New Mexico, in between Santa Fe and Albuquerque. There is
that because they're meditating?
No, it's for reading, and that not everybody is talking. And in Germany, for sure, when we was in Hamburg, we had that more often in the regional train, because there are also the doubles, and in the top you cannot talk, and downstairs you can talk. When you don't look the signs, you don't know that, and then they're getting mad on you.
Wow.
I took a trip to Montreal from Long Island on a bus with a bunch of Rotarians for a district conference one time. And they all knew that I travel a lot for a living on airplanes. So at the very beginning of the trip, I stood in front of the bus and I said, "Okay, folks, I want you to take a look for your nearest emergency exit, and be advised it may be behind you. And in the case of an emergency," and I go through the whole thing that the flight attendants went on. They were rolling in the aisles. They were laughing so hard. And I had been flying probably every 3 to 4 weeks at that point, round trip flights. So I really had it memorized pretty well. They just couldn't get enough of it. They were laughing their heads off.
We're going to Long Island tomorrow for 6 days.
You're kidding?
Nope.
I'll be in Long Island next week as well.
So we're leaving tomorrow.
I won't.
Coming back at the 6th.
Me either.
Very cool. Where are you going?
Family. My husband's family is over there.
What town?
Ooh, I have to check it on my phone. Wait. What? Lynbrook.
Lynbrook? You're kidding me?
No.
You're gonna be 4 miles away from me.
You see? Say hello. What hotel, Chris? What hotel we will stay?
I sense
Hampton
a
Inn?
state in the
Holiday
making.
Inn.
Hampton Inn?
No, Holiday Inn. Express.
Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn in Lynbrook?
Yeah.
Oh yes. The Best Western is now a Holiday Inn. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So show up if you have time. We can eat something together for dinner or whatever.
Very cool.
Yeah.
If I show up on my bike, it'll be a little different though.
Yeah.
Mine's a bicycle.
That's not a
It's
problem.
not a motorbike.
But maybe is it a little bit too short for me?
Huh?
Maybe it's too short for me.
What, my bicycle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's yeah, but we leaving tomorrow morning very early.
Oh, very cool.
I can send you my telephone number if you like.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I will. On the way. Who else want to join the party?
Hey, Quinn.
Have you been to the Cradle of Aviation?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, you're quiet there. Want to make sure you're live and ticking.
A little bit.
I saw your lips moving, and I knew you weren't talking to us.
No, my mom called.
Oh, what are you drinking?
That's important when the mom called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about that, or I did anyway. So what are you drinking tonight with us?
Nothing right now. I just got back from viewing a house.
Ah, as in terms of looking at buying a house?
Yeah, for my first house.
Oh, this is going to be great. You're going to love it. Have you zeroed in on one? You know, made an offer and all that stuff?
I'm thinking on putting an offer in tonight, but I'm not sure yet.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're real serious. Now, how big of a house is it?
2,000 square feet.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, good size.
Okay. Well, you've got a lot of house experts here, so you can tap into the vast knowledge, storehouse of knowledge here.
Yeah, you know, a house is a great place to store stuff.
No, I never heard that. I've got so much stuff.
That's not true at all. No, it only took how many weeks to dispose of all the stuff in our house? Or actually, we're still disposing of it. So
when you get married, you have to have a bigger house because you'll have more stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you do it right, you should move every 4 years at the most, and then you don't accumulate a bunch of stuff.
No, I think
it just goes into the storage building.
I did find a couple storage bins that still had Army tags on them from when the Army moved me last. I got out in 04. So it does make you wonder, like, what's in there that I actually need to keep? It was like my high school yearbooks and my Letterman jacket and all that. So I'll keep it. But I just thought that was funny that those were still in there unopened with the Army tags on them.
But you know, the funny thing is when you get flooded like we got flooded from Harvey, and you have to, storage your stuff somewhere, and you are living 4.5 months with your neighbors, and then you find out you not really need that old stuff.
I'm sure you got to know your neighbors really well during that time.
At this time, before that happened, we moved in pretty much to the same time. We knew each other, but we was not friends or whatever.
Right.
We was very happy that they offered us, because there was no apartment, no hotel, nothing to get in the time, not even for storage. And they hosted us, and yeah, we are still friends, so everything worked fine out.
You're probably better friends now that you've already moved out.
More family than friends, yeah. Now, yeah. But it was really a very good experience. And I thought this can only happen in America. All the people they helped, they came over, they asked us what they can do. There were some neighbors that was really upset because we said, no, I have to do that for myself, So, yeah, very nice experience with all this bullshit in the between, but,
We seem to experience that a lot after hurricanes. These things are just gone. You have to rely on people around you.
Yeah. I hope it was the first and the last time, for sure. Knock on wood.
That would be good.
Yeah. Paul, are you out to dinner?
Yes, I just wanted to say hi. I'm with past district governor from District 7090, Kevin Crosby and his wife. So I get credit for attending the meeting and talking Rotary with the past district governor.
And you brought a past district governor as a guest.
I did, yes, and his wife.
Hi.
Good evening. How are you guys?
Hello.
Wait, does that mean we also get credit for talking Rotary? Because I'm pretty sure we haven't.
Oh, yeah, sure we have.
Oh, dang it. Jerry came on and just busted me saying something snarky. Hi, Jerry.
Oh, there's Jerry.
Hi. I don't know how to mute this thing.
Well, that's okay. You're doing good.
And you're
Keep
driving.
your eyes on the road, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm on North Holly Road coming into Holly, Amanda.
The last time I drove on North Holly Road was 3 days after Mike got his Camaro. Are you leaving, Paul? Bye, Paul.
Bye.
And there was somebody going incredibly slow, probably 5 under, and I decided I was going to pass him, and I went to drop the car from 6th down into 5th, and I accidentally hit 3rd and punched it. And I about pooped my pants because that Camaro has got a lot of go to it when you're used to driving a Wrangler. So I think my eyes were about this big as I passed him, and his eyes were about this big. And that was the last time I was on North Holly Road. The moral of the story, children, is just be patient and stay behind the car.
My wife once upon a time went to downshift from 5th into 3rd like she had seen me do so many times, 6th into 3rd. And she made it into 2nd and blew the engine up, threw rods through the hood and It was no good.
Oops,
She,
oops.
she didn't do the H pattern properly.
Well,
I was
it's
realizing the other day.
for,
Go ahead, John.
R for race mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
B for
Don't-
blow up.
Don't miss up the discount, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was realizing the other day as my son is about to turn 18. He drives my Wrangler, which is an automatic, and my daughter she's on a mission to get a Wrangler of her own, and my dad has one in the backyard that's just absolute beat to snot. I don't think it even has an engine in it. But I told her, it's a stick shift, and she said, absolutely not. I don't understand how anybody can drive a stick shift and pay attention to the road as she's talking on the phone and texting with her friends in the passenger seat. But I realized that I don't even have a stick in the house anymore. We don't even have one that I can teach him on. So I'm gonna have to go find I don't know. Can you call and rent a car that is a stick shift?
I can write it down for you if you like.
Okay.
No problem. I love stick shift.
Oh, I do too. I absolutely do. And it's funny, when I got my Wrangler, they had just changed the engine. They just changed the transmission, and actually the shift ratios on the automatic were better at the time in 2011 when I got mine, and they were on the stick. So I was like, well, and realistically, I drive it to get groceries a heck of a lot more than I drive it up at the fire roads. So whatever. But yeah, we don't even own a vehicle that's a manual anymore. I feel like I've failed as a parent.
Hard to find in America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So something.
I gotta go. See you guys.
See you, Larry.
Bye.
Later, Larry.
Tuning in.
If you have a stick shift.
Something in the news the other day about stick shifts.
Yeah.
And a person actually tried to steal a car and could not.
Exactly.
Because it was what an idiot. What
That's what I'm saying right now. When I was looking for my first car, we was looking for a BMW, and then there was
Right.
a Cooper standing over there, an S Cooper. And I said, and I looked inside the car, and there was stick shift, and I said, yes, that's my car. And nobody would get my car because nobody really know to ride the stick shift in the US, and it's really also very good.
When I got to Spain, my host family was very impressed that I drove a stick shift. I had a little 3-cylinder Geo Metro. It was a 3-cylinder 5-speed. You needed all 5 speeds to get up to 25 miles an hour in it.
Oh my gosh.
I think during the World Cup there was I think it was a Volkswagen commercial. Two guys are driving down the road and they pull up next to the bar and they both get out, and the one guy says, "Hey, ain't you gonna lock the car?" The other guy goes, "No, it's a stick."
True story.
That's pretty good.
I had it from a Rotarian friend from us. He drove a Porsche. And he bought it with stick shift, and he bought it because that his wife cannot take his car.
That wouldn't stop my wife. If you can't find it, grind it. She wouldn't care.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There was a fellow in D.C. that tried to carjack a Porsche and looked inside and saw it was a stick and just took off running.
And it's not that bad if you only have to make that with the pedals, and that is something what you feel, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have now 8 at my BMW, so.
It is hard to drink a cup of coffee with a stick shift, though.
A pop.
Rhythm and timing.
Take the holder on the other side, then you have no problem with that.
I used to drive to my job down Dixie Highway, drinking a cup of coffee with my stick shift and probably smoking a cigarette. I'm sorry, Jerry. I know you thought that I was an angel child.
Amanda.
I know. Past tense. I'm smarter now.
Yeah.
Well, clearly nobody with a stick shift has heard of the beer helmet, right?
No.
Oh, sure. Yeah. With a little tube coming down from it.
Yeah, with a little straw. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's
You
good
could do
old
that with a stick shift.
Yeah.
Hands free.
I think police are trained to look for those things.
I actually
possibly
from my car yesterday. I was driving around and there was a guy swerving all over the place, and I thought he was injured. He was holding a towel to his face, and by the time he got next to me, so I could kind of peer over and make sure he was okay, the towel slipped off and it was a can of Foster's. I called 911. I was like, and they're like, "What's your emergency?" Well, this is where I am, and I think I'm going to report a suspected drunk driver. What makes you think he's driving drunk? And I was like, well, swerving all over the road, and the can of Foster's that he's currently drinking right now kind of gave it away.
An open container that he's holding up to his mouth. That would be my
not
first.
not even like a small can, right? Like one of those big.
Yeah, Foster's is usually.
Foster's, it's an oil can. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and
a,
it was at like 2:45 p.m.
what a lucky man.
Probably had a rough.
Well,
day.
in Texas, I think that would qualify in the courts as justifiable homicide.
I'm telling you, if he had actually hit me, which he almost did a number of times, I would have wondered. I would have been like, man, he must have really busted up his face on the steering wheel when he hit the. Yeah.
Well, what is the famous defense in the Texas courthouse, right? With the judge, Your Honor, he needed killing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They got me 2 times with the motorcycle, the Texas.
Really?
Yes. What I find out is I was 2 times on the way to a Rotary function. That was funny. And that saved my ass at the first time because
Did that help?
the investigator was a Rotarian as well.
Oh,
And
wow.
I met him 4 weeks later in a Rotary meeting. That was funny. I said, I know this guy. My husband looking at me, and I said, yeah, he was my investigator. But I because they wrote down the wrong number. The last number of my license plate was wrong. And that is, they found out a black Ducati, and it was a black BMW. So he was wrong, and I can go out. So I missed it once. The second time I was making the final test ride for my polio ride, and I crossed the little town, and it was 45, and I had very quickly 63 or something. And I was so concentrated on the way because what I made a scavenger hunt for the polio ride. So they have to account the whole signs that says historical markers on the whole way. They have to account them to tell me that at the end of the ride, So, and so I was so in my own thoughts that when he came behind me, I was like, oh shit, okay. So, and then he told me, okay, you have to go to court.
Right.
I was too fast for sure. And then I told him, oh my gosh, and I have to go next Saturday. I want to go. That was Thursday or something. And Saturday, I want to go with the whole group. And at the end, I showed up 4 weeks later, and there was no file. So I can go home again. It was 2 times happened. So, and what I find out is they will catch you if you are alone. They catch you right away. I saw that more than often than when they saw one guy and he was speeding up a little bit, they catch him right away. But if you are even 2 or 3, they don't get behind you. So if you're alone, guys, try to be in speed limits to minimum in Texas. I can tell that. So, and the other day, we had a Rotary installation, and there was 4 judges inside, and they all told me, yes, you are right. They're really looking only for lonely riders and not for a whole group.
Well, what those judges probably don't realize is because of the modern technology, usually they're using laser guns. And with the laser guns, they can pinpoint an individual. So they can pick you out of a crowd. It's not as easy as it used to be, but I wouldn't bank on that. 10 miles over, usually you're okay.
They
When
said
you push
5.
it-
If you are 5, 6 over, nobody say anything.
Well, any speedometer has an induced error of about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Any car you buy,
It's a
not
coulant. It's a coulant, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be exact. So that's why usually you get a little variance for that.
And by the way, special BMWs are so much slower, minimum 10 miles per hour, slower than the other one.
Really?
Yes. I have it with a car, and I have that with a motorcycle as well. When you
It's called liability mitigation.
My bike won't go slow. I don't understand. My bike just goes zoom, zoom, zoom.
Exactly. Yeah. Mine's too.
Do a lot of
That's because you ride with R2D2.
Yeah, maybe.
How about, I've got a thumb wheel cruise control and it's frozen stuck open.
Me too.
Oh, so I'm driving home from work last night, early this morning. It's been a rough week. And this guy's riding beside me in a Harley and a full dressed out, I think it was a fat boy. And he realized as I drove past him that he had no hand on the right handlebar, on the right grip.
Right.
It had dawned on me that you can get cruise control on motorcycles. I'm a little stupid sometimes. A little
Amanda.
No. And it took me granted, I was tired. I just worked a 15-hour day, right? It was a long day, but it took me way too long to noodle how
Does
that
this
was
happen to
possible.
you often?
What's that?
Does
Being
this happen to you often? These
The
lapses of reality.
Let me just say that the government's going to get one heck of a proposal. It won't be legible. In no way, shape, or form represent anything English, but it will be compliant. Yeah, it was a long day. But yeah, it took me way too long to noodle through how that guy was riding with no hand on the right side of his horse. When I was
for a long time, really long time, they had this little thing down there, and you can fix your gas. It's fix it, but
Yeah,
it's also
right.
flexible enough that you
It's
can
a throttle adjuster. Yeah.
So when I was back home, we were going through all the motorcycles that were in my sister's dad's shop when we were there, and my cousin was building a bike, a rigid that has the suicide shifter. So actually on the handlebars there are no grips, there are no things at all. So there's no front brakes. They're all a single foot brake, and then you shift using down by your butt. There's an actual shift handle.
Ah, okay.
And I was laughing at him because he'd never really ridden it before. So he finally, in the week that we were home, he took the week off to help my sister with stuff, and he was working on the bike and he got it up and running before the memorial, which was cool. But he forgot. He's like, I don't think I've ever had to stop a bike with only a foot brake before. There's no hand brake. So when you're slowing down, you usually have your feet down on the ground. So we definitely ran into the side of the house with the motorcycle.
Oh.
Not hard, just kind of in slow motion enough for us to all laugh at it, right? Because we were sitting there watching it. Gotta love family shenanigans.
So you have a mean streak, huh?
Just a little one.
Me?
I've ridden suicide shifters, but they were the old
What is that?
motorcycles. The shifters would be on the left side.
Okay, I know that. Yeah.
Of course, I wasn't issued a bike like that, because that was way before my time.
Happened to become that way.
They had some left, in storage, and we got to test ride them just to see, I guess, to look at how well coordinated or not you were.
What a cute dog, David. It's a very cute dog.
I think we should share our puppies.
Yes.
That was Natasha. Jerry, come here. Jerry, come on.
Oh, Jerry.
This is Jerry.
Wow.
Jerry, come
What
here.
a cute one.
There he is. He's a red
Why
tick.
can't I see it? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, beautiful.
Jerry's a red tick hound dog, and Tasha's a German Shepherd.
Oh.
Where are you going? This is Dania. She's a mutt. Come here. Yeah. Look at.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's cute too.
She's a massive pain in the butt.
I'm not familiar with that breed.
She's a lab mix, and she's
The massive pain in the butt breed.
Yes, she's a mastiff, massive.
A massive mastiff painted.
No, she's when we first rescued her, she was 2, and I kept blaming the kids for leaving the door down in the basement open, and she kept getting out, and it was a sliding glass door. And then I busted her one day leaning against the door and backing up and opening it. So we had to then lock it. Yeah.
I saw a video today. I don't know how to play it on the things. It's like you see in a shop, and there's 2 cabinets, cooling cabinets or refrigerators, where in the shop you can open and take your stuff down you want to buy, the frozen stuff. They show a little dog. They open the door and gets in the refrigerator because it's too hot outside. That was funny today. Yeah, if it's too hot outside, Like with us, we had a massive storm last night, and I don't know, was it with you as well, John, in Dallas? Was it as the storm too last night?
We haven't been in Dallas in several weeks now. We're actually on a 3-month road trip. So last night we were in Roswell, New Mexico, and today we're just outside of Albuquerque.
Okay. Ah, that's beautiful. I love that area. That's really beautiful.
Yeah, go north of Albuquerque and you hit the little town of Madrid.
Madrid, really?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. If you've ever seen the movie Wild Hogs,
Mm-hmm.
the little town of Madrid, it's between Albuquerque and Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Okay. Yeah.
And talk about a one-horse town. It's really spooky crazy, but it's fun. It's neat.
Well, we'll leave out of Albuquerque and we're going to head up to Alamosa, and then up, we'll go eventually we'll make it up to Denver.
Awesome.
Well, if you get to Breckenridge, you got a place to visit here.
Oh, cool. Okay.
In fact, that's where John and Jerry are coming on the 7th of August. And
really?
Then we're biking down to Durango, and Jerry, I think, goes his way, and John goes his way, and
Wow.
I return to Breckenridge.
Wait,
Okay.
Jerry's not on anymore. I'm a little angry right now, Tom, that I lived in Colorado for so long and he never came out. And now that I moved to DC, he's going to Colorado.
Hi, guys.
We get to Denver on the, 3rd, 4th? I don't remember what day we get there, but and we'll be there for 10 days.
Well, you got to take a side trip, come up here, and I think Jerry's arriving the 6th, and I think John arrives the 7th, and we depart on the 8th. But if you were up here, say the 6th, we'd go do a mountain pass or two on the 7th.
Okay, we don't get there till the 8th, I'm told.
Ah, well, you're just in time to join everybody.
We're staying up.
Where is there?
We're going to be staying at St. Vrain's State Park, so that's north of Denver.
Yeah, that's up north. We're going to I captained a route a few years back for IFMR, and I'm going to kind of retrace a portion of that, but we're going from Breckenridge to Palisade for fresh Palisade peaches. Then we're going to go over the Grand Mesa, which is 59 miles national forest above 10,000 feet. And we're going to descend into Delta up to Montrose, up to Ridgeway Reservoir. And then, depending whether we go to Telluride or Ouray, if we go to Ouray, we'll go over the, Ouray is the little Switzerland of America. Hot spring pool. We'll go over the $1 Million Highway into Silverton.
Oh, yeah.
And then Molas and Coalbank passes into Durango with a stop at Honeyville on the way into Durango. Probably stay at the Strater Hotel.
Wow.
That'll be a fun ride.
What a nice ride, indeed.
It's a good one.
Hey, Tom, my timeshare is sitting empty in Avon. If you guys need a place, I could always call in.
Well, I happen to have a couple extra rooms here, so John and Jerry are going to stay here. And when Jerry and Rory and Judy came back from their Alaska trip, they stopped here, and we did 7 Colorado mountain passes in 2 days. We had a good time.
So I've never done any of the passes on a motorcycle, but I've done Vail Pass on a bicycle. Does that count? Multiple times.
That does not sound like fun.
Oh my gosh! No, just the down part, right? We cheat. We have them.
Yeah, I did Rocky Mountain National Park, just the down part on a bicycle too.
You can coast all the way from
I'm here in the mountains, and they have a lot of these, people that are just diehard mountain bikers and road racers, and they'll ride 10, 50, 100 miles. And every time I'm going up a mountain pass and I pass these people with their jerseys and so forth, they look absolutely miserable. They're red, they're grimacing, they never smile, they're frowning, and I can do 5 Colorado Mountain passes by the time they do 1.
No,
And
Yeah, but they're smiling on the inside.
No, they're not. No, we're not.
their whole body is just one grimace.
We're just praying we make it to the top so we can, get down the hill. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I rode up a hill. I get super lazy.
How do you get up?
Put the bikes on the gondola and we take them to the top and then we mountain bike down.
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah.
Just ride the-
I don't mind walking my bike up some of those mountains.
No, I won't even do that. That's for young people.
You guys
Tom,
need
when
a
is this ride planned?
Come on.
Linda, let's put together a bike ride.
All right.
When is the
My
ride
bike can
planned?
go 140 miles on one charge.
What?
Pedal assist.
Oh, you have pedal assist. I didn't know that.
Mount hills, no problem.
Pedal what?
Pedal assist.
Pedal assist, electric pedal assist.
Yeah.
No, Linda, that's not
Yeah.
bike.
Bikes.
No,
Oh, yes, it is.
Biking says
Oh, yes, it is.
that's cheating.
No, try riding it with dead batteries.
Yeah, that's heavy. Those get heavy.
Things weigh 60 pounds.
That's because the batteries don't belong on the bike.
Yes, they do.
When is this ride planned for, Tom?
Well, like I say, they're arriving Breckenridge the 6th and the 7th, and we'll depart the morning of the 8th. And we'll do the ride, and it's going to be, I have to clear with Jerry and John, the timetable, but we'll probably spend 2 nights on the road going to Durango. We'll probably spend 1 night on or near Grand Mesa, and then the other one we'll spend in Ouray, Colorado, at a little bar grill called the Outlaw, and we may find a rotary shingle hanging above the bar from when a group of us were there in a years past.
This is 8th of August, you're talking?
Yes. Welcome to come join us. And like I say, Jerry's going to, I think, head back towards Michigan, or Denver, once he leaves Durango. And John's on some kind of a long cross country or long
country.
Yeah, he's on a long ride.
Yeah.
And from Durango, I'll probably return to Breckenridge via a different route. But anybody that can make it is welcome.
Awesome.
I can't remember the name of the little town on top of Grand Mesa, but there's a place that has homemade chocolates and ice cream. Plus, the guy used to work for NCR, and he must have 40 to 50 NCR cash registers that are all absolutely gloriously beautiful and work like new. What a sight. Anyway.
Wow. Well, guys, it's getting near the bewitching hour, and we're going to close this out. And once again, on behalf of Brian, thanks for showing up tonight. Thanks for contributing. And who would like to give us the 4-way test? Thank you, Terry. That's very kind of you.
If you like, I'll do it.
Okay, Tom.
All right, Tom, have at it.
This will be my first time, so here
Okay.
goes the 4-way test for Rotary. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair
to all concerned?
3, will it build goodwill and
better friendships?
Better friendships.
Better friendships, correct. And 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And do not
5,
forget,
will it be
number
fun?
5, will it be fun?
Definitely.
It'll be fun, yeah.
Hey, you guys, have a great week. Hope everything, I'll see it, or we'll see one another next Wednesday.
Definitely. Thank
And
you,
no board
everybody.
meeting.
And no board meeting.
Thank you.
No board meeting.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Sounds like a
Bye.
winner.
Thanks, Linda.
See you all next week.
We'll be
Good night.
live from Colorado next week.
Harold, no board meeting?
No board meeting. No board meeting.
We could just sit around and drink beers together still.
Good.
You guys can help me write a proposal. Who feels like writing about machine learning? Let's have fun. No,
The
probably.
Democratic debate is
You got
on.
some more beer to finish there, dear. Let's get on it. Oh.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye.